morning everybody and welcome to another vlog. Sorry if it's taken so long for this one to come out. I had a bit of trouble with my last vlog, going up twice, been taken down twice, and I did everything I could to make it past the community guidelines, but YouTube didn't like it, so I couldn't post it. Anyway, moving on to this vlog. I wish it could be a happier one, a fun one, but it's not. It's going to be more of a historic, something that I'm hoping can teach you something about Cambodia. I'm currently in Phnom Penh, the capital, and I'm on the way to a place called the S21 Genocide Museum. Now, obviously, if you do know or don't know, there was a mass genocide around 40 years ago, around 1978, and it was because of the leader Pol Pot was a communist country. So anyone that basically went against his ruling was killed. And yeah, it worked out around 1 in 4 people in Cambodia were actually killed around that time. So it's a devastating fact, and devastating. Like, I think it's like probably the most saddest and gruesome, most haunting like thing that's happened in most recent times. Like, if you think about it, it's 40 years ago. And yeah, in around 2 years, 2 million people died. And if you work it out with the maths, that is around 2,800 people per day. And now this included babies, children, elderly, mums, dads, and wow, like they weren't just murdered, they were brutally like killed. And it's not something that I'm going to struggle today. I'm not going to lie. Like, the stuff I'm going to see is like, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be hard, but I want to teach myself. And like, this country, everyone here is so happy. They're so noble. They're so proud of their country, and I love that for them, because what they went through, what their ancestors went through, like, everyone possibly has been affected in some sort of way by what happened all those years back, 40 years ago. So I really do feel for them. And like, when I'm out on the streets, you see people with no limbs. Like, I'm being honest, there's not many elderly people around. Like, and that's a fact, because they're all killed, unfortunately. So yeah, I would advise, probably not. This isn't a video for your kids to watch, whatever. But if you wanted to watch it, then fine. I'm just saying, it might not be a nice watch for them. It's not going to be a nice watch for you either. But I want you to just stay along the ride, because like, this is real travel. This is going to be it. Like, it's not always going to be fun and games. You know what I mean? I also want to teach myself and teach you about the country. So yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Welcome to another vlog, as I said, and yeah, let's do it. Fact as well that I want to add in quickly is that it got so bad, this genocide, like, it got so horrifically like bad, like, and worldwide it was known about, that the Vietnamese had to invade this country to save the country from itself. Basically, like, that's how crazy it is. I remember learning about this in Vietnam when I was there, and yeah, the Vietnamese saved the Cambodian people from its own leader. That's how bad it got. It was gruesome. It was horrific. And yeah, as I said, like, he didn't just murder them, he brutally killed them, he tortured them, he put them through absolute hell. Anyway, I am here. Thank you, sir. Thank you, take care. Okay, so we are here. Wow. Alright. Tol Song Genocide Museum. Yeah. Open every day, 8 till 5, local, free of charge. I'm just gonna go in and see how much it is. But as you can see, look, that's the first building. Pretty sure there's 4 buildings to go through today. So there's A, B, C and D, and each of them is like a prison. This Genocide Museum is a museum of what used to be the prison, of where he kept all of the people that he was putting through hell, putting through torture. And then yeah, so he'd keep them here, and then he'd take them to the next place called the Killing Fields, which we're also going to visit today. It's building A, B, C, and then there's the rest of them. Each have a description of what they are. So building A, previously confinement of high-ranking car descender Pol Pot. Now exhibition of photo of the last victims of the genocidal regime. You've also got the tombstones. That's got like I think these are the tombstones of the last people that were killed before Vietnam then come to save the country, basically. So yeah. Anyway, let's go in there. Wow. I'm not going to show the picture on the wall because it is quite gruesome, but this is one of the beds. Well, you can already feel like the atmosphere is very low, which is understandable. This is hard hitting, you know. It's got each prisoners detained in this room. As young as 16. Well, entry date 1977, 1978. This is another room. Like this is what we're shutting down. Wow. This is hard. Like the people kept in here were as young as babies, as young as kids, and adults as well. It's just wow. And you can see okay, that's hard to see. I don't know if someone's done that before, but just seeing that in this, wow. Things that have happened in these walls are not what anyone ever wants to go through. And there's hundreds of these rooms. There's about 4 buildings full of prisons like this. Wow. Okay, so this is a much bigger one. I can't imagine how many people they kept in here. I can imagine it's quite a lot. But even there, look, they've got drawings on the walls. I think a lot of it has been covered up, as you can see. Wow. It's so true. I wasn't going to record up there because it was, I wanted to be respectful. There was quite a few people that looked quite upset and stuff, so I didn't want to be in there vlogging. And but yeah, I will go on to the next few buildings. Basically, I'll explain what was up there. It was just more rooms with some extra history and detail. Basically just saying why the children were detained, what was the reasoning behind it. I did write some stuff down. Basically, it says that the Khmer Rouge, basically the leader Pol Pot, he wanted to obviously create the Communist Party. The reason he killed as many people as he did is because anyone that went against him, he then obviously killed their families and stuff, because he didn't want any chance of retaliation or rebellion. So yeah, he then just destroyed everything that was in front of him, basically. Yeah, and anyone that was intelligent, rich, and mainly come from the towns. They were all killed. And yeah, anyway, the children were executed as well, even if they were as young as like 4 months old, only because if he thought that someone was being a traitor and wasn't going with his communist ruling, then basically the babies are the same, and they're from the same mother. What's crazy is that out of the 18,000 people that were detained here, they were the only people that survived. And that was right at the end when the Vietnamese come in. They basically saved, they were attacking this place to save the people. And when the Khmer Rouge, they found out about it, they evacuated all of the people and then basically took them and killed them. So yeah, they were the only 7 and 4 babies as well. So yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? 7 out of 18,000. To be respectful, I basically bought this book. It's of a survivor. Just so you understand that guy. That's a survivor of this genocide museum. Sorry, I'm not even talking straight. Of this prison, sorry, not museum. Yeah, and his story is that he was brought in here as he was accused of working for the CIA, and yeah, he was brought here. He actually was just a mechanic, but they accused him of being part of the CIA. So yeah, they brought him here. They tortured him. They said that they broke his fingers. That I can't even talk. Wow. Whew. Anyway. The one reason he survived, and one reason they kept him alive, basically he was in the prison over there, room 22, and the reason he survived is because the typewriter who had to write the names of each person that was brought in, the typewriter broke, and before they took it away to be thrown, he said that Choi Mei said that he can fix it, so he basically fixed it for him, so the typewriter could then be used, and anyway, they then kept him as a maintenance and mechanic here, basically. So yeah, and then he was then doing that until the liberation troops of Vietnam then arrived, and then they saved him. But yeah, wow, it's quite hard to film. I don't really want to film like around the area. That's why I'm standing a bit far away from everyone, because yeah, it's more about being respectful. But I am going to try and show you as much as I can. But yeah, and look, this vlog may not be the perfect vlog, but I'm just, oh dear. Anyway, look, so this is all of the people here. That's all the names of the people that unfortunately passed away here. And you can see the list just goes on and on. Yeah, look, name by name. The Choi Mei, the survivor, was kept in room 22. So I'm going to go to room 22. I'm going to show you guys room 22, and sort of, this is the prison here. So that you can see the barbed wire across here, right? And this was like the proper prisons of each place. Wow. These are, hey look, this was his cell. I can't even put my arms out, it's that small. Choi Mei room survivor 22. So this is where he was kept. Wow. these are just some of the skulls of the people that were killed here. Well, it's shocking. It's shocking. It's so daunting just to, wow. Wow. Hello. Hello. So yeah, these are two brothers.
How old are you now? Now 55, 52.
55 and 52.
55 and picture call. Picture call. 55 and yeah, on the side. On the side. Alikon.
Yes, sir. Shake your hand. Thank you. Wow. And to actually meet the survivors is... So, yeah, we've got each book in each country. I bought one here as well. Just shake your hand, sir. There we go. No problem. And good health. Wow.
Another one is survival.
Yeah.
You can look the plate.
Just found this as well. So senior leaders of Democratic Cambodia were tried before the Khmer Tribunal. So this is brother number 2 of Pol Pot. It says Deputy Secretary of the Communist Party of Cambodia, sentenced to life imprisonment, died 2019. This is dismissed. Chairman of S21, sentenced to life imprisonment, died in 2020. State of sentenced to life. And this guy died during the trial. So basically all of the people that were caught afterwards, who were like the chairman and the deputies, were then sentenced to life imprisonment. But, well, I'm not saying they deserved it. One thing that I've actually read in this book, and it's really interesting to read, and it's just like a life lesson of like everything that, I don't know, 1 second. So the guy that I just shook the hand of, it says here, I wasn't, so he's talking about the Khmer Rouge, and how he wasn't angry with who tortured him. It says here, I wasn't angry with them anymore. Even the ones who tortured me, they also lost parents and family members. There's a saying in the Khmer language, if a mad dog bites you, don't bite it back. If you do, it means you are mad too. And that's like a good thing to live by. If someone upsets you, or someone is being horrible to you, don't be horrible back. Don't bite back, because that makes you just as bad. And it's a good life lesson, it really is. So I hope I'm taking a lot away from this. I know it is just a lot of me talking. I'm trying to show as much as I can. But yeah, I hope you can take something away from it as well. But yeah. So basically each of these buildings, it says there as well that it's this used to be a school. So before it was a prison, before it was taken over to be a detention centre and a prison, it was a school. And there was a thing that I read, a child who was who came to school here, who also survived, said that came to this school and then was kept here in prison. And it just she spoke about how the difference between the two, like what was used to play on, like the climbing bars, was used to then torture people, and she just was talking about how it changed, and you know what I'm trying to get at. But over there, I'll show you in a minute. It's like the climbing bars there were used to torture the children, and yeah, it was no longer a school anymore. It was no longer a school. It was just a place of absolute devastation, honestly. Devastating what happened here. This is still going on today. Genocides are still happening today, and we need to be taught about them. We need to understand it. We need to realise about how this is always going to go on through life. It's about learning about it and understanding it in the right way. So yeah, these are the climbing bars, obviously used in this school, but then they were used for other upsetting things, like when it was taken over. And yeah, the same here with these climbing bars. These ones here. Oh dear. It's really upsetting. God. To finish up, they're all of the tombstones, as I mentioned before. They were the last people to have died here. And yeah, anyway, I'm gonna head, get some food, refresh, I might enjoy a beer. Yeah, but then I'm heading to the killing fields. I'm not too sure how much I can actually vlog there, but I'll give it a go, and if not, then I'll vlog as much as I can. Okay, so I've just made it to the Chong Ek Genocidal Centre. So this is the killing fields. I did get the audio because it came as part of the ticket. So yeah, I'll just be showing you around. I'll be listening, learning, and then I'll talk to you about it as well and show you each part. But yeah, this was the truck stop. They didn't take them off here. They were starved. They were hungry. They were in. No human should ever have had to go through that. No way. So yeah, I'm just going to go around. I'm going to show you each place. And yeah, wow. I was just saying on there that the trucks that would obviously pull in, they would come every 2 to 3 weeks. 3 trucks would turn up with 50 to 70 people on. But getting closer to 1978 and 1979, a truck would turn up every day with around 300 people. And yeah, they would obviously be murdered. This is basically a mass grave of where 450 victims were killed. So this is where they were. And they were dug up so they could then be buried in a proper way. But as you can see, like he said, look on the floor, you'll see fragments of bones, of cloth, of clothes, and yeah, like, wow. And look, I think for every person, there's a little bracelet here. So yeah, this is hard, but it's just meant. I know I've said it before. This is crazy to me that this has happened so like soon. It's 40 years ago. 40 years. Yeah. So as you can see, like, these were the mass graves of which were dug, and a lot of these were dug by the children that were sent here to work. I don't know if you saw on the pictures at the prison, but yeah, they were sent here basically to dig their own graves, really. And yeah, you can see there's cloth there of clothing that's buried into the ground. Another thing is that this was one of 300 killing fields in Cambodia. So this is just one of them, and this was the biggest one, like where most of the murders took place. But yeah, like this, what I'm walking through now. Ah, damn, it's crazy. Like, okay, so this is another mass grave of 166. Mass grave of 166 victims without heads. And this is where they were placed.
So this lake here, I'm actually finding it hard to talk. This lake here, some of the graves are actually in the pond, and they've left them there to rest in peace. And yeah, next to me, this other side of this fence is where the rice fields, where people were made to work for 12 hours straight with only a rice bowl to eat, of course, and that was it. 12 hours straight of hard labour, slave labour. Wow. I knew it would get to me. It's very hard. I'm just gonna go sit over here, take it all in, and yeah, have a bit of time to myself, I think. I've just listened to a story of one survivor. He's basically saying that the people that were brought in were they were tortured and beaten, and so a lot of them were accused for something that they haven't even done. But in order for the torturer to not be killed, they had to get some sort of confession written down. And also, if the people then didn't confess to anything, they would then be executed. So a lot of them at like 14, 15, 16, they were confessing to something that they would never have even been doing, like working for the CIA, working for the Vietnamese, or being a spy, or confess to stealing and stuff like that, or killing someone. And yeah, I just listened to the story. There was a 15-year-old kept in prison, and there was this one guy who was in his 30s, and every day he begged that this 15-year-old was set free. In the end, they said to the 30-year-old, if we set him free, you die. And he said, okay, we'll set him free. So they set free the 15-year-old, and the 30-year-old guy, which he can't remember his name, he was then killed. So he died to save that 15-year-old boy, who now lives on to tell the story that he lives in regret that he's the one that he's survived and the 30-year-old didn't. And it's just mad. And like, apparently if they like run out of stories to tell, or the lie, they couldn't keep it going, they were then just killed. So imagine at like 14 you having to carry on some sort of story just to keep yourself alive. Through there's a grave there. I'm trying to work out what way to actually go. We've got some rags of clothes here. When they excavate the bodies from the graves, these were brought up through, because of the rain, and obviously they're just kept here. Like, this is sad. Some more graves there. What we're coming up to now is probably the worst part of the video, and it's going to be the hardest part to watch and understand why. This was the mass grave of the women and kids. But yeah, this next part is horrible. So there's this tree, which I'm about to show you now. It's called the killing tree, and this is where basically the babies were hit against it to be killed. Yeah, to think how many babies were killed here is just shocking. Wow. Look, everyone's paying their respects. They've got all the wristbands here. Yeah, it's hard to think like the people that did it were either hold at ransom. If they didn't, they'd be killed, or some of them were just as sick. You know what I mean? It says here, the tree which the executioners smashed the children's heads against it. So yeah. So yeah, as part of the torture, before they finally they killed the women who were pushed into these pits, before their own eyes, as their last bit of torture, their own babies were obviously killed and smashed against this tree. One, it was quick and easy, and two, for them, it was the best way to show that they were in charge, and they showed no mercy, that's for sure. But as you can see, there's rags here. There's kids' toys. And yeah, you just look at that tree and it's horrible. Yeah. Wow. I can't imagine. You'd think that none of this wouldn't happen again in this day and age, but I think for sure it is happening elsewhere, and for sure it will happen again. And to those sick people that put these people through this, for the ones that did this to the children, then yeah, there's no excuse whatsoever. But yeah. Anyway, we'll move on. So yeah, you can see here that the tree that has grown with the cloths in with the tree, basically. So you can imagine that people were killed here, and then the tree grew with them. And it's the same everywhere else. Yeah. Over there is the bones that they've collected. Pieces of bones remaining after excavation in 1980, and they've said that basically every few months, the workers, they go across the graves here, and they find bones that have risen to the ground, and they say that it's the souls won't lie still until they're found, basically. So yeah. Here, the tree was used to hang a loudspeaker, which made sound louder to avoid the moan of victims while they were being executed. So, yeah. Some more bones and fragments were found. I think anyone that finds them, they then put them in that pot, and then they get put in, obviously, into the boxes over there. And yeah, I'm getting to the end here now. Yeah, I'll just show you this last bit, and then we'll have a nice little chat at the end, and I'll end the vlog. But yeah, so you buy the flour?
Yeah, for offering.
For offering, okay.
And incense stick?
It's okay, just the flour.
Only flour.
Yeah.
How many flowers, sir?
Just one, sir.
Please.
Please, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
2,000. Thank you.
2,000.
Thank you so much.
So do I say like a prayer and
Yeah.
place it? Yeah?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Okay, so I've bought the flour. I'm just gonna say a little prayer, and then okay. So I've had to take my shoes off for respect, and I've got the flour. There we go. So as you can see, there's levels, and each one. And this is hard to see. Like, this is hard to watch. I understand. But yeah, they've been put into, so look, victims between 40 to 60 years old. There's skulls, there's bones, and you can see for some of them how they were killed just by looking at the way the skull is. And yeah, wow, there's said to be over 9,000 skulls here, and yeah, just mental. And I think that is enough for one day, if I'm honest. I'm just going to finish up, and yeah, just on here they have the colours of how they were killed. So purple is or yellow is evidence of iron tool, Blue, evidence of killing by bamboo stick. What's even worse is these people obviously were innocent, and they were killed by one deranged man. Like, he had one sick idea that he could make a pure communist society. So he then decided just to kill everyone that stood in his way, or it was his paranoia that killed a lot of these people. His paranoia drove him to madness. 3 million of the 8 that lived in the country died in that time, in that era. So basically a third of the whole country was killed. If you put it like that, that's one stat. I'll tell you now, that is one stat. Okay guys, so I've just left now, just heading back to the hostel. I'm gonna end the vlog there. Yeah, wow. I can say I don't want to experience that again. I'm glad I have. It's a real eye-opener to what the Cambodians have gone through. I've come out of it feeling angry, sad. I think I've felt every emotion possible, but apart from feeling happiness, no way. But like I've had a cry, and I've really had time to think and just really like, for what they went through, it was sickening. It was disgusting. And yeah, I hope no one has to ever go through that again. I know there will be genocides, and there probably is going on now, and I can only wish that it stops. So you've probably heard me repeat myself a lot of times. But if you've got to the end, I can thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something. If you've felt something, if you've learned something, if you've got anything you want to ask, leave a comment. Honestly, leave as many comments as you want. I will try and get back to you and reply. I have learned a lot through this, and I hope the lesson has been taught through my vlog as well, and I hope you can come out of it and it's taught you something as well. And yeah, if you ever come to Cambodia, definitely visit. I was really lucky today to meet the 3 survivors. I was really lucky to meet them. Obviously they're not going to be there every day, they're elderly, they've been through a lot, so for them to be there, respect to them as well, to walk back into a place where they saw so much go on, where their families were killed, their children were killed, and yeah, and I respect Cambodians a lot. They walk through their country with pride, they walk through their smile. 1 in 4 people were affected, and even now, 40 years on, there's going to be people that are emotionally affected, physically affected, and it's still going to take an effect on them now. So honestly, I wish them all good health, I wish them peace, and I hope, I don't know, I just need to end the vlog here. I'm very much drained. That has done me. So but yeah. Okay, anyway, let's end the vlog.